On the future of Tibet, let me take this opportunity to restate categorically that I am not seeking independence. I am seeking a meaningful autonomy for the Tibetan people within the People's Republic of China. If the real concern of the Chinese leadership is the unity and stability of PRC, I have fully addressed their concern. I have chosen to adopt this position because I believe, given the obvious benefits, especially in economic development, this would be in the best interest for the Tibetan people. Furthermore, I have no intention of using any agreement on autonomy as a stepping stone for Tibet's independence. I have conveyed these thoughts to successive Chinese leaders, in particular following the renewal of direct contact with the Chinese government in 2002. I have explained these in detail through my envoys. Despite all this, Beijing continues to allege that my hidden agenda is a separation and restoration of Tibet's old socio-political system. Such a notion is unfounded and untrue. Even in my youth, when I was compelled to take on the full responsibility of the governance, I began to initiate fundamental changes in Tibet. Unfortunately, these were interrupted because of the political upheavals that took place. Nevertheless, following our arrival in India as refugees, we have democratized our political systems and adopted a democratic charter that sets guidelines for our exile administration. Even our political leadership is now directly chosen by the people on a 5-year term basis. Moreover, we have been able to preserve and practice most of the important aspects of our culture and spirituality in exile. This is due to largely to the kinds of Indian government and its people. Another major concern of the Chinese government is its lack of legitimacy in Tibet. While I cannot rewrite the past, mutually agreeable solution could bring legitimacy. And I am certainly prepared to use my position and influence among the Tibetan people to bring consensus on this question. So I would also like to restate here that I have no hidden agenda. My decision not to accept any political office in a future Tibet is final. The Chinese authorities assert that I have a hostility towards China and that I actively seek to undermine China's welfare. Sometimes Chinese accuse us that we are instrument of Western anti-Chinese forces. I don't think. Here, our supporters are also good friends of China. So, I have always encouraged world leaders to engage with China. I have supported China's entry into WTO and awarding the Summer Olympics in Beijing. I choose to do so with the hope that China would become a more open, tolerant, and responsible country. A major obstacle in our ongoing dialogue has been the conflicting perspectives on the current situation inside Tibet. So, in order to have a common understanding of the real situation, my envoys, in their 6th meeting with their Chinese counterparts, suggested that we be given an opportunity to send study groups to look at the actual reality on the ground
The Dalai Lama there on Capitol Hill making quite a few points as he talks about hoping that perhaps even through next year's Beijing Games, 2008, that this will help present a new platform for a more tolerant new China, especially in its cooperation or improving its relations with the United States, expressing there, even though he's very honored, and he says his Tibetan people will be very honored and joyous that he's receiving this Congressional Gold Medal. He also said that it's with much regret that he is helping to promote some tension between the U.S. and China because of his visit to Washington and then later on to other parts of the country, including here in Atlanta. We're going to continue to watch what's going on there on Capitol Hill with the Dalai Lama making his visit there, receiving the highest civilian award, joining others such as Robert Frost and Sir Winston Churchill, as well as Pope John Paul II and Mother Teresa, all recipients of the Congressional Gold Medal. Don?
And also